When Gautama, the Buddha, was asked, is it better to walk alone or in company? He said, it's better to walk alone than to walk with a fool. First and foremost, unless you are a twin, even then, we come alone and we go alone. If one does not know how to be by himself or herself, then being together can be a lot of nuisance. We are referred to as human beings. Human beings means every other creature is what it is simply because of what it does. But a human being can simply be, which is a unique quality of the human being, that we can simply be, that we are not compulsive action, that's what it means. Our action is conscious and judicious. All creatures hang out together, whether it is various wild creatures, most of them hang out together. Even monkeys who are just one step behind us, they are also in bunches. It is only human being who can sit alone and transform himself or herself, because this is the prerogative of being human, that we can simply be. This is why you are called human being, you are capable of being. You are not in a compulsive state of activity. If you want, consciously you can evolve. In this evening you can evolve if you're willing. It doesn't take 1,000,000 years, because our evolution is not biological anymore, our evolution is conscious. For every other creature, it is fixed. Nature has fixed two lines within which every other creature lives and goes. But once you have come as a human being, there is only bottom line, there is no top line. There is no limit as to how a human being can become. So before we associate ourselves with people, it'll be good every day in the morning or a certain period of your life, if one withdraws to spend a little time with oneself and see how, in what ways can this be little better than the way it was yesterday, this life? How it can be a little better life than what it was yesterday, because most people are coming together for their needs. To fulfill needs, people come together. Some people come together to fulfill a purpose or a cause. Some people come together to eat, drink and be together because they cannot be alone. This is something that every human being must do. A certain period of time, you do one thing, just 24 hours, take a break from everything, not today, right now you're among people. You take a break sometime, just 24 hours. And don't read, don't watch television, don't use a phone. Simply sit in your room, alert, not sleeping. And if you watch the nature of your mind, you yourself will certify this is a madman. Because for most people, their mind cannot stay on any one thing. Unless they're in activity, simply they cannot be here. In compulsive state of psychological activity is on. When you are like this, you cannot be. That means you cannot be a human being. Being has to happen. Only then togetherness will be very rich. If you know how to be by yourself, then coming together will be hugely rewarding and of tremendous value. That means we came together consciously.
In the Zen monasteries, when any monk starts behaving egotistically, the senior monk says to him, "Watch your mind." Hearing this, the monk who was behaving through the ego gets to know that the mind has taken over, and he should get back to witnessing. He should get back to becoming watchful of the activities of his mind. He then returns to the state of watching the mind. If you ask me about the importance of watching the mind, then I would say that it is the essence of all spirituality. Yes, watching mind is the essence of a spiritual life. Why should you watch your mind? It is because that is the biggest barrier. That is the biggest obstacle on the spiritual path. It's your mind only which hides your divine, infinite nature. It's your mind alone which makes you feel like a little limited being confined to the boundaries of this physical form which you call the body. Can you imagine this? That which is boundless, which is infinite, is made to feel that it is limited to the tips of the fingers and toes. That is the mind for you. That is what the mind has done. It has made you, the infinite, boundless being, feel like a limited individual bound by the laws of nature. And the most powerful way to go beyond the mind is to just see what it actually does. Unless you watch your mind and see what it really is, it won't be possible for you to go beyond it. When you watch your mind, you will see what it really is. You will encounter thoughts floating within you. Initially, you won't be able to notice the gaps between the thoughts because of the enormous momentum of thoughts within you. Millions of years of identification with thoughts has brought you to this point that you feel that you are the thoughts, that there is no gap between the thoughts. But slowly and gradually, when watchfulness deepens, when witnessing deepens, you will notice the gaps between the two thoughts. And when you keep at it, the gaps will become longer and longer. And in these gaps only, divine knocks at your door. In these gaps only, you will come to realize who you really are beyond this body-mind complex. In these gaps only, you will come to realize your divine, infinite nature. Once a monk was going to a village to spread Buddha's word. Buddha called him and said, "I'm saying this to you because you are not enlightened yet, but you speak so well that I have chosen you to spread my message. Your words will attract many people to me, and you can use this opportunity for your own growth." The monk said, "How is this an opportunity for my growth?" Buddha then replied, "Just one thing I wanted to say to you. Remember, there will be times when people will be extremely angry with you. There will be times when people will get irritated by you because you will be speaking against their doctrines. You will be speaking against their prejudices. But don't get disturbed by that. Remain watchful of what happens within you. Just remain silent and watchful. There is nothing else that you need to do in those tough times. There will be times when people won't even give you food and water. You will then go hungry and thirsty. When this happens, just watch your hunger. Just watch your thirst. Nothing more is needed. If you can do so, you will establish yourself in the witnessing consciousness. And that for me would be of much more significance than those people coming to me in large numbers. That watchfulness, that witnessing will shower blessings upon you. For the first time, you will realize what treasure is hidden within you. Now please leave for that village and don't lose watchfulness. So you see, that's how important watchfulness is in a spiritual life. That's how important witnessing is on the spiritual path. The infinite being is hidden behind this finite form. Start witnessing, start watching your mind and recognize that this infinite being is nothing but your true nature beyond this body-mind complex.